black marks. Let's do my brake test. This one's going to be a fun video. We're going to go do some Dragy testing to improve our braking. Yeah, I know. So I said braking because it's we're actually going to go do the 60 to 0 test on the Dragy. Idea is we want maximum, or sorry, not maybe maximum, but maybe optimum would be the better word. Optimum brake pressure being applied to the rear wheels. So I have Wilwood brakes on this car. I got the 14-inch rotor with 6-piston front calipers, and I have 11-inch rotors in the rear with a geometric style rear caliper, of course with the parking brake that's not hooked up. But the idea is I have a proportioning valve that's plumbed from the master cylinder to the rest of the brake system, and what I need to do is I need to adjust it to provide more brake pressure to the rear wheels, because although yes I can lock up the front wheels, which I can lock up the front wheels no matter what, if I get more brake pressure put to the rear, I'll still be able to block up because the pressure never changes for the front wheels. However, the threshold of when brake pressure gets applied to the rear wheels, that's what's going to get changed with the proportioning valve. So right now I would say it's a little loose in that sense, meaning it don't matter how hard I push the brake pedal, the rears never lock up. But why I want to adjust it is because I think that I can put more brake pressure earlier to the rear wheels, so that the rear wheels, when heavy braking occurs, that the rears kind of help out a little bit. But the goal is to not ever have the rears lock up. So I've got my camera. We're going to basically monitor if the rears are going to lock up with the GoPro, and then of course in true Dragy fashion I will have my phone to do the recording of the video of us moving forward, so that you can kind of see, one, the numbers, the results, and at the same time both you and I can see if those rear wheels lock up during the test. I'm pretty sure I'm going to feel it because the rear end is probably going to feel like it's floating, because ultimately you want the rear wheels to stay rolling, because that's what kind of keeps that car planted and pointed forward. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the test. Of course, my Dragy battery is dead. So let's go ahead and charge it up and get the GoPro all set up. Hoping we can get this going. I don't know how long it'll take to charge up. Hope it doesn't take so long. From a 356 to a 349, 60 mile an hour to 0. So let's go ahead and make another adjustment, tighten it up a little bit more. Let's see if we can drop from 349, just, you know, stop faster. run was a 326. So we went from 356, 349 to 326. So this time when I made the adjustment, instead of 2 turns, I made 1 turn, because it does seem like we are kind of getting to that edge. So time to maybe slow down the increments, because it feels like we're right there. So let's go make another test. Let's see if we can beat 326 from 60 mile an hour to 0. We just hit a 288. So we went from 60 mile an hour, so 60 mile an hour to 0 in 2.88 seconds. And that was done, looked like it was about 121 feet. But that's a huge increase. But we are at the edge. So we are at the edge of the braking pressure that's allowed. So what I'm going to do is, because we were locking up the rear, I'm pretty sure it felt like that because the back end slid out sideways. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go do a half a turn out, and that way it kind of keeps the wheels rolling, because we want them rolling. That's what keeps the car pointed forward. Put that adjustment back, because we just did a 301, not a 288. So I'm gonna go put the adjustment back where it was. We're gonna go try and re-verify a 288, 60 mile an hour to 0 mile an hour. That I got a 288, 60 to 0, but it looks like we are consistently at 3.0 at stopping, and I'm already just ecstatic that we dropped off 0.6 off of our 60 foot, or not 60 foot, but 60 to 0, and we're stopping, which the first one was 152 feet, and we got that down to 121 feet. So, rock solid. Next thing to do, let's go drive and hit a few turns and feel how the braking setup is while turning, because of course we know it'll stop great in a straight line. Let's see how it's gonna do with trail braking and maneuvering. There's a ton of black marks. Let's do my brake test. Being that I have a Dragy, might as well go do some 60 to 130 hits, just to see where the car's at. Really not what it's built for, but hey, everybody needs that kind of metric to know if what's fast. So just FYI, car is 3,000 pounds, Gen 1 Coyote, TR6060, 389 rear end gear, pump gas, no additives of any kind, and I don't think the DA is the best, but the Dragy will reveal that. So Successful day using our Dragy to improve the braking, which is probably the most rarest of any use of a Dragy, because mostly when you hear a Dragy, they're going to do 60 to 130 pulls or eighth mile hits or 1,000 foots or quarter miles and things like that. So for my purpose here, which we improved by a ton. We went from, I think, a 356 at 150 feet to stopping at 288 and within 120 feet. So huge improvement on the braking. Now, of course, I couldn't resist. I did a 60 to 130 hit in the car just so that people know, and it ran a 1288. Now, it's not fast. It's clearly it's not made to do drag racing or roll racing or anything like that, because there's a couple things against me. Yes, I am like 3,000 pounds, but the aerodynamics suck on this car. And I got massive front tires, and the tires are super soft and sticky. So, plus I had to make 2 shifts to get there, and I'm basically winding out 4th gear in order to kind of hit that 130 mark. So, not exactly designed for it. It really isn't the biggest metric in my mind. However, it is a metric that I can keep in mind as far as speed goes, how fast the car is. So, braking's on point. Love it. I stopped very, very quickly. And now I feel like I'm ready for the next track day, which, let's talk about the next track day, because I signed up for not 1, but 2. I'm still waiting for confirmation that I'm going to be admitted into the first one, which is going to be a spectator drags over at HMP, Houston Motorsports Park, at their oval track, their asphalt oval track. There's going to be a lot of all-wheel drive vehicles, like Ford Explorer STs, like my buddy is, who's much faster than me in a straight line. But I think our secret weapon is we're lighter and we have way more grip. So cross my fingers, that's going to be enough, because it's a 3-lap deal from a dead stop. Yes, majority of the race I'm going to be playing catch up, but I might have a chance. The next race next event that I'm signed up for is another Driver's Edge over at MSRH, which is road course, left and right turns along with some straights. So it's not going to be just left turns, and it's not going to be just straights. So that'll be a whole lot of fun. That's going to be at the end of June. So we will. I'm just going to make sure I'm prepared. Keep an eye out for other updates on the car, and keep an eye out for videos, because we're about to get into doing some racing. So hit the like button, comment down below, and if you're here for the first time checking us out, go ahead and think about subscribing.